All right, welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving headfirst into one of the absolute most profound, mind-bending, metaphysical dialogues in all of classical philosophy. We're talking about Canto 12 of the Yoga Vasistha. So if you're a focus seeker and you really want to unpack the deep mechanics of consciousness, well, you've definitely arrived at the right place. We're stepping right into a sacred space here, getting to witness the great Guru Vasistha deliver his ultimate peak teachings to his royal disciple, Sri Rama. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, Guru Vasistha drops a massive truth bomb, laying out the foundational problem of human existence. He says, the entire universe is nothing but a projection of the mind. When the mind is at peace, the world is at peace. Think about that for a second. We are completely bound by this cosmic illusion, stuck in an unawakened state where we literally mistake the physical world for absolute truth. The core message here, the master key to our reality, and really the only way to end our suffering, begins and ends entirely within us. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The cosmic illusion explained. 2. Mind, time, and space. 3. The liberated sage's state. 4. Sri Rama's self-realization. 5. Acceptance of karma yoga. And 6. Our summary and a look at the next canto. Okay, starting with section 1. The cosmic illusion explained. To even begin to comprehend the nature of our reality, we first have to tackle Maya. So, what is Maya? It's the cosmic illusion. It's this incredibly powerful, blinding force that takes our transient, ever-changing, fluid existence and somehow convinces our human consciousness that it's a completely solid, objective, and permanent reality. Maya is the master weaver. It weaves the entire fabric of our attachments, our fears, our desires, basically masking the true nature of the self. It's literally the architecture of our spiritual entrapment, throwing a massive, dense veil right over the ultimate truth. Vasistha uses a brilliant analogy here. He says the external world functions exactly like a reflection in a mirror. When you look in a mirror, the image appears tangibly, physically real, right? But you know it possesses absolutely no independent substance. It's literally just light bouncing off glass. Guru Vasistha teaches that all of human suffering, every bit of it, arises from one single tragic error. We mistake the reflection for the truth. We spend our lives frantically chasing phantom images in the mirror, while completely forgetting the conscious source that's actually casting the reflection in the first place. Moving on to section 2. Mind, time, and space. Now, if Maya is the grand illusion, the actual engine running that illusion is Chitta. In Sanskrit, Chitta translates to the mind, or, more accurately, the field of pure, undifferentiated consciousness. Vasistha reveals that Chitta is the ultimate seed. Every single dimension we perceive, the parameters of space around us, the steady, ticking flow of past, present, and future, all of it sprouts directly from this one seed. Without Chitta, without the mind, the dimensions we operate within simply do not exist at all. They just vanish. This leads to Vasistha's theory of reality, which is honestly radical. He tells us that time and space are not absolute, rigid containers that just exist out there independently of us, not at all. They actually expand, contract, and multiply entirely based on our mind's subjective perception. The physical universe is not a fixed construct. Get this. Vasistha says an entire epoch of time, or even a massive, sprawling universe, can exist within a single atom of consciousness. It's like alter the mind, and you literally alter the fabric of space and time. It totally reveals the infinite plasticity of creation. Absolutely mind-blowing stuff. All right, let's look at section 3, the liberated sage's state. So what is the ultimate goal of learning all this heavy metaphysics? It's to become a Jivan Mukta. A Jivan Mukta is a soul who is liberated while living. This is someone who has attained complete salvation and total spiritual freedom. Yet, and this is the key part, they continue to inhabit their physical body and interact with the physical world around them. But of course, this brings up a massive philosophical paradox. In fact, it's the exact same doubt that was heavily burdening Sri Rama. Think about it. If you awaken and realize the entire world is just a projection of Chitta, just a mere reflection, why would you bother engaging with it at all? How does a fully liberated soul actually act within an illusion they know is fake? The text breaks this down beautifully. In verses 5 through 8, we get the literal instructions for the external actions of the liberated soul. It clearly states that the wise one engages completely, 100%, in worldly activities and duties that naturally fall to him. And they do it without fear, without sorrow, and without lethargy. But then you look at verses 12 through 14, which describe their internal state. The text declares that internally the sage remains as if in a deep sleep towards the world. They perform all these actions with a mind that is completely, entirely devoid of attachments. The philosophical meaning here is just profound. Outwardly, they are acting vigorously in the physical world, but inwardly, they remain perfectly detached. The restricting, ego-driven thought of "I am the doer" simply ceases to exist within their mind. The core takeaway from these verses is that spiritual salvation does not demand that you abandon society or run away to meditate in a forest somewhere. True renunciation is entirely internal. It's the total absence of the ego. It's about performing your duties flawlessly, showing up every day, while knowing that your absolute deepest core, "I am not the doer. Pure consciousness is merely acting through me."
That brings us to Section 4, Sri Rama's self-realization.
In verses 26 and 27, we actually get to witness Sri Rama's chronological progression toward enlightenment. It happens in 4 distinct steps. First, inquiry. He starts by deeply questioning the reality of his own suffering. Second, absorption. He actively and deeply listens to the Guru's teachings. Third, awakening. He experiences that brilliant flash of realizing the pure self. And finally, integration. He takes that profound, silent inner peace and merges it perfectly with his outward existence and royal duties. This is the moment Sri Rama completely transcends the cosmic illusion of Maya. He finally realizes that his true self is not his royal title, it's not his physical body, and it's certainly not his swirling, chaotic thoughts. His true self is pure consciousness alone. It's infinite, it's formless, and it is entirely untouched by any of the mind's wild projections. He gets it. Let's look at Section 5, Acceptance of Karma Yoga. So, how do we apply this? This brings us to the real essence of verse 28, which is the complete acceptance of karma yoga. The literal translation reveals that one must perform actions free from the fever of anxiety while remaining firmly established in peace. This right here is the practical application of all this high philosophy. You're meant to perform every single duty in front of you with laser-like focus, yet you have to completely relinquish all attachment to the outcome. Whether you succeed or fail outwardly doesn't matter inwardly. You maintain an unbreakable inner silence amidst the sheer chaos of the world, acting purely as a selfless instrument of the divine. Finally, Section 6, Summary and Next Canto. To quickly recap, the path to classical salvation laid out in Canto 12 is crystal clear. Step 1, recognize the illusion. Know that the visible world is Maya. Step 2, understand that your own chitta, your mind, is what's creating your subjective time and space. Step 3, cultivate the state of the Jivan Mukta, engaging outwardly while remaining totally unattached inwardly. And step 4, embrace karma yoga, performing your everyday duties entirely without ego. But of course, the journey of awakening doesn't just end here. Canto 13 is going to act as our bridge, guiding Sri Rama and us into the deeper, more subtle nuances of this state. It's going to reveal exactly how to maintain this continuous, silent, meditative awareness, even as the complexities and stresses of worldly life inevitably increase. I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought for your own spiritual integration today. If Guru Vasistha is right, and if your mind is truly the sole architect of your time, your space, and your reality, what kind of universe are you building right now? Take a moment today to really observe your thoughts. Recognize the reflection in the mirror for what it is, and consciously step back into pure consciousness. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep focusing, and I'll see you next time.